Hey, it's Leya, and I'm going to do the AuthorTube writing process tag, which was originally created by the bookish pen babe. Um, Again, I don't know anybody, so, and I'm not very good at tagging people, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to try and run through this quickly because apparently there is a time limit on these videos, what I can post. Alright, number one. What genres do you write? I write young adult fantasy and light sci-fi stuff. Mostly fantasy so far, but I've got some sci-fi-y stuff in the works. So, what setting gets you the most productive? That would be the kids in bed, asleep, and the TV turned off. Number three, if you have multiple story ideas, which one do you start on first? It depends. Right now I'm trying to perfect my craft a little more. So at this point it's whatever is the least important to me, but the most fun. I decided to start the current project because I'm working on plot structure, so that's kind of fun. Let's see. Do you outline? Yes, but terribly. I'm still working on that process, and actually I'm thinking of doing a series of plotting videos. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Number five. The first draft. Do you write it with pen and paper, a typewriter, or a computer? My first draft has to go on the computer, and every draft really, because if it goes on pen and paper, it will never make it to the computer. So that's basically wasted words. And I don't have a typewriter, but it'd be fun. But yeah, computer's easiest to work with anyways. Let's see. What do you do to get through writer's block? I can't say that I get writer's block. Usually if I'm having difficulty writing, it's because I am sick or just not feeling well in some way, maybe feeling a little blue or whatever. So I just put stuff aside until I can get back into it, and I push for it. But I don't know. I wouldn't say I get writer's block. Let's see. Do you format the project from the beginning or worry about it later? I do some formatting during. I find that I work in Word, so I find that putting the headers in there makes it a lot easier to navigate. And I can write like little notes and stuff to myself in the headers, and then have the navigation pane open. I can, kind of bounce around like that. That's kind of fun. Do you edit as you go or when you're finished with the first draft? I have been doing it where I don't edit until I get the first draft completely written. This last book that I wrote, I split up into 4 parts, and I waited until after the first draft, but I edited it in different sections and then released the different sections as I got them edited. So that was a little different. I'm trying different things to try and make editing a little easier for me, because right now it is a bear. Alright, break. Do you take a break between your edits and your first draft? Yes, I try to. Sometimes I don't feel like I have the time, so I might try to jump back into it, but it depends on how sick I am of the story at the time. If I'm kind of sick of it, I'll go off and write like a small project or whatever and then come back to it. Rituals to get you through writing. I have none. I keep trying to create them, but I have 3 small children, 3 months, 2.5 years, and 5 years old. And when I get time, I have to pretty much dive into it. So as long as the TV's off and the kids are asleep, I'm good. Let's see. Schedule your writing sessions. No. No, not possible. Word count or chapter goals per session? Do I have word count or chapter goals per session? No, not exactly. I do try to write. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have a 300 word per day goal, which I started last year when I joined the 325K club. How many days are in a year? It's late. I'm tired. Um, but but yeah, I joined a group with the 10-minute novelists that does daily writing goals kind of thing. So I've kind of carried that over since last year, even though I'm not doing the club thing again. Quirky things you do to make projects more fun. I don't have time for quirky things. Is that terrible? I do try to draw pictures as much as I can, and when I'm editing, I use a highlighter to get through it. So that's kind of, I don't know, that's fun. Do you work on multiple projects at once? Sort of. Mostly I have like small projects that I'll do in between my big projects, kind of a thing. So I guess it's kind of multiple projects, but it's not like I'm fully working on, the side projects. I'm just working on those when I'm, need a break from the big project. How often do you research what you're writing? When I come across the question. It depends on the project, but usually, yeah, I wait till I have a question. I really should be employing the TK method, putting a little like bracket with TK in it and writing a note to myself and then coming back to it later, because researching in the middle of the project slows you down. But most of the time I just jump on the internet and go check it out. Procrastination. How do you organize your projects? Actually, I started using YWriter for bigger projects. I use Excel to try and outline, and then I bring it into YWriter and try and break it up into scenes and chapters and stuff that way. It's still a work in progress, but yeah, that's basically how it goes at this point. And then, when I'm working in Word, I like to have the H1 headings and H2 headings and stuff, so I can leave myself notes that I can easily see. Do you reward or punish yourself for achieving or not achieving your writing goals? No. I try to reward myself if I can. Usually it's by way of ice cream, and it's before I get writing anyway, so no, I don't punish myself, but I do have a calendar that I've been marking off with little hearts when I'm writing. Works similar to yours that you look for inspiration and to compare and when you're writing. No, I just kind of read whatever I feel like at the time. I have right now a really big to be read list. That list is growing, but I've got some really great books, which I know I'm gonna want to like zoom through. So let's see. How early do you want to start looking for and hiring editors? Let's say I can't afford them yet. So no, that doesn't happen. And how did you feel after finishing your first draft? It always feels good, especially after that first draft. Getting the story out and finally having something in front of you. Of course, that's the point where editing has to kick in, and when you're trying to fix story structure, that's my least favorite form of editing, because it is so intensive. You're really having to kind of rip your story apart and figure out what's wrong with it and why. And that's not always easy. So, and then if you're doing this for real, yeah, you can tag people. So, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this channel. And this is Angel Leya signing out.